Every crypto investor is sitting around waiting for this, the glorious altcoin season. Your coins are going to 10x overnight, maybe even 100x. But let's be real, this cycle's been a real tease. False starts, fake breakouts, nothing that feels like it's finally here. But what if the event we've been waiting for isn't around the corner, but it's already starting to happen right under your nose? Stick around for the next few minutes as we break down the hidden charts and on-chain signals that might just be telling us an interesting story that it's time to buckle the F up and lock in, because our bags could be about ready to send. Now, Bitcoin has achieved a new all-time high. We know what that means. Altcoins usually follow with a pump. After the FOMO on Bitcoin calms down a bit, liquidity will flow into altcoins. Bitcoin has made multiple all-time highs, and we haven't really seen the boom that we would have seen last cycle for altcoins. Though there's been some movers and there's been some coins that have done well, but a broader major risk-on period for altcoins has not yet come. So what's made this time different? Well, some analysts are pointing to Bitcoin dominance, which recently showed signs of potential lower high, a pattern that has historically signaled a shift where altcoins could see a significant bounce. But to say that this cycle has not been led by Bitcoin would be a major misstatement. It has been. Wall Street, corporations, countries, they're all buying Bitcoin. That's kept dominance way higher than it probably usually have been. But is there any other confluence with some other signals? Because while everyone's watching Bitcoin dominance for clues about altcoin season, and it's a good one to watch, that lower high is significant, there's other charts that are quietly revealing a very interesting story. One of those is the USDT dominance chart. This metric shows how much the total crypto market cap is sitting in Tether, the most used stablecoin. In fact, together with USDC, they control 90% of the stablecoin market, with USDT holding 64% shares. So the USDT dominance chart tells you how much money is parked on the sidelines. When USDT dominance is rising, it usually means traders are selling off risk and moving into stablecoins. Fear is creeping in and the capital is leaving the altcoins. But when USDT dominance starts to fall, that's the hidden signal that most people miss. It could mean that money is rotating back into the market. People are getting out of stablecoins and they're going into risk. And not just into Bitcoin, it often flows into higher risk plays like altcoins, dog coins. It's a quiet sign that risk appetite is returning to the market. Right now, if you look closely, USDT dominance has been falling for a few weeks, while the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin and stablecoins, has been steadily climbing. You can see the inverse relationship quite clearly. That tells us something important. The money leaving USDT is not disappearing. People aren't cashing out and leaving the market forever. Oh no, they're funneling it into other stuff, altcoins specifically. So if you zoom out to the last true altcoin season back in 2020, 2021, the same pattern played out. USDT dominance started to drop, altcoin market cap started to run. During that time, Ethereum hit its all-time high of $4,800. Crazy, ETH hasn't hit a new all-time high this cycle. So, the underperformance is legendary. So if USDT dominance continues to fall in the coming weeks and Bitcoin starts to trade sideways or consolidate, we could be looking at the early stages of a new major altcoin breakout, maybe even a run to new all-time highs for altcoins. Not all altcoins, but some altcoins. There's one important nuance to keep in mind here, though. A falling USDT dominance doesn't always mean that capital is rotating into altcoins. It could also signal that investors are simply cashing out to fiat and exiting the crypto market entirely. But that doesn't really feel like the vibe right now, does it? But that's also why it's crucial to watch the total crypto market cap, because if it's holding steady or rising, which is what it's doing right now, while USDT dominance drops, that's your confirmation that money is staying in the ecosystem and moving into altcoins into risk. At the time of recording, the total crypto market cap is looking good at $3.44 trillion, printing green candles that could hit or even break the 3.6 trillion all-time high. We're very close, obviously led by Bitcoin currently. Altcoins still have a long way to catch up, but expect fireworks when we break out to new highs. By the way, if you're trading the cryptocurrency markets, trading Bitcoin, you're trading Solana, XRP, you want to trade some sweet meme coins, dog with hat, fart coin, you need a great place to do that at. You want to be able to long the rips, short the dips, no matter where you are in the world. No KYC, no VPN. That place is BitUnix. Link down below. You're going to be able to start trading over there straight away. Deposit USDT. You can trade futures, trade exotic spot altcoins. And here's the deal. When you sign up using that link down below, you're going to get some insane bonus. You get a $400 deposit bonus. So basically it's 20%. So if you deposit $1,000, you're going to get $200 back. You deposit $2,000, you're going to get $400 back. $500, you get $100 back. And you get $2,000 in trading bonuses, which if you start doing some halfway decent trading on BitUnix, those are not hard bonuses to get. Link down below, go check it out. Thank you very much. So now let's talk about a truly rare and overlooked signal, one that doesn't show up on a lot of Twitter threads or YouTube thumbnails. Most traders see obsess over total 2 using RSI, trend lines, fractals, but very few are looking at the 100, 200 week moving averages. If you plot those 2 moving averages on the total 2 chart, the total 2, by the way, in case you don't know, tracks the market cap of all crypto coins excluding Bitcoin, so pure altcoin, everything altcoin. You'll find something interesting. There have only been 2 golden crosses in the entirety of its history. The first one, January 2021, which led to the biggest, craziest altcoin season in history. They went absolutely parabolic. People got silly rich. Shiba Inu went from 8 million to 2.5 billion in like a few weeks. ETH reached its all-time highs, remember, the same year. The second crossover, February this year. And while things have been, say, choppy, dramatic, that same long-term bull cross has appeared again, quietly, with no hype, because markets are freaking out, but it is creeping upwards slowly but surely. This was a great leading indicator in the last altcoin boom, so keep this underrated indicator on your radar. Now here's a signal barely anyone's watching, but it might be one of the most reliable early warnings that something big is coming. Ethereum Open Interest. I know Ethereum's been a lame asset this cycle, but it will have its moment in the sun. And no, this isn't as complicated as it sounds. Open interest just means how many ETH futures contracts are currently open, not how many were traded today. That's volume. But how many positions are still live, long or short, doesn't matter. It's basically looking at how much money is in the game for ETH. So why should you care about this if you're hunting for altcoin season? What's it mean for your dog coins? Because while memes might be the gateway for retail to dip their toes in, ETH is the gateway for those getting serious with altcoins and for the big money guys, the big whales. When money, big money, wants real exposure to altcoins, it often flows through Ethereum first. Then we come down to DeFi, NFTs, layer 2's all the bullshit later. It all touches ETH. Now here's the key. When ETH open interest is rising, but price is relatively flat or even dropping, that's not retail aping in. That's smart money building positions quietly, prepping for a move, getting ready before they signal to retail to be the exit liquidity at the top. It's a big spring coiling up and it's ready to bounce. You won't see it on the chart, but it's happening under the hood. Historically, these kinds of setups, high open interest plus low volatility, have come right before major altcoin breakouts. And guess what? It's happening. It's happening. ETH open interest has been steadily climbing, while price has been kind of chopping sideways. Now we had one nice rally the other day, but that was just kind of a correction from Goblin Town back up to non-Goblin Town. So if you're wondering when altcoins are about to wake up, don't just stare at the candles, watch ETH open interest. It might just be that early signal that the market is getting ready to flip the switch. Now look, obviously, signals are great, especially if you want to try to stay ahead of the curve. But even if an indicator has had a 100% win rate in the past, that doesn't really mean it's going to work again. The old past performance is not equated to future performance kind of thing, right? Things change, markets evolve. None of these signals should, of course, be treated as absolute gospel, but enough of them lining up together is certainly interesting. They're just part of a well thought out thesis on what could be happening. Always look for confluences before you ape in. Stack your signals, don't rely on just one. And even if altcoin season does go full send, it doesn't mean that everything you throw money at is necessarily going to moon. Now that might have felt true in the last cycle, but no 2 cycles are ever the same. We've definitely seen a move towards quality and extreme degeneracy, and stuff in the middle hasn't got as much bid. So what worked before might not work again. So manage your risks, stay level-headed, don't get caught chasing green candles, all that kind of stuff. Personally, I'm still very optimistic. I think altcoins will dramatically outperform Bitcoin from this stage moving forward. So look, some might think it's all hopium, but just look at the data within and outside of crypto. For example, the PMI right now is suggesting that manufacturing and services are showing that the market is in expansion in the USA, which is crazy. Just a few months ago, it was Goblin Town for US economy. Now it's like, oh, the PMI and services are expanding again. Great. That could be a nice momentum push in the right direction for the economy. This reinforces, of course, the idea that altcoin season is yet to come. We're at the bottom of the business cycle, guys. And look, I could be wrong. You guys know I often am. But this market will humble everyone eventually. But right now, the pieces are lining up pretty nicely, and I'm allocated. Let's see what happens. Thanks for watching.